Welcome to Patterned Up. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let's get into this, my people. For years, the residents of the Broadwater Farm Estate in Tottenham lived under a shadow. It was a shadow cast by violent gangs who controlled these streets through pure intimidation and brutality. But among the most feared figures of that entire era was one man, Mark Lambie. His reputation for violence made him one of the most notorious gang leaders North London has ever seen. Local leaders at the time described Lambie and his associates as a malign and corrosive influence on the community. Now, Lambie's name wasn't new to the police. Back in '95, he actually stood trial for the killing of PC Keith Blakelock during the Broadwater Farm Riots. He was acquitted of those charges, but the police never took their eyes off him. By the early 2000s, Lambie was deep in organized crime. He led a gang known as the Tottenham Man Dem, or TMD. They operated across North London and were feared for drug trafficking, robberies, and violent intimidation. This caught the attention of Scotland Yard's Operation Trident, a specialist unit targeting gun crime. They put the whole network under 24-hour surveillance. The breaking point happened on April 9th, 2001. Lambie was logged driving from Streatham toward Broadwater Farm. That same day, two men, Twain Morris, known as Tupac, and Gregory Smith, known as Beanie Man, were lured to the estate. They were ambushed, forced into a Mazda, and driven to a house on Turner Avenue. That's where TMD joined forces with another group called The Firm, led by Anthony Blue Bourne. Inside that house, things turned into a terrifying ordeal. The gang stormed in, forced the residents, including two women and two children, downstairs, and began a brutal torture session. They wanted to know where the money and drugs were hidden. The violence was extreme. We're talking hammers to the knees and feet, boiling water, and even a heated electric iron pressed against their chests. This went on for hours. Desperate to stop the pain, Gregory Smith told them there might be money at a salon on Wakefield Road. The gang threw him into the boot of a car and drove there. During the chaos of the raid, Smith managed to escape the boot. Bleeding and barely clothed, he ran through the streets of Tottenham until he reached the police station to raise the alarm. Meanwhile, Twain Morris also managed to break free from his captors, literally throwing himself onto the bonnet of a passing police patrol car to get help. The police moved in fast, arresting several gang members, but Lambie thought he was untouchable. He believed the victims would be too scared to testify. He actually contacted them, demanding £5,000 immediately and £1,000 a week just to stay alive. To prove he wasn't playing, Twain Morris was later shot in Park Lane. He survived, and that was the final straw. Both men entered witness protection and agreed to testify. At the Old Bailey trial, the testimony was devastating. Mark Lambie and Anthony Bourne were convicted of kidnap and blackmail. It was a massive victory for Operation Trident and a sign to the community that the era of operating with impunity was over. Even the most feared figures can be brought down when people find the courage to speak out. That is the story of the TMD terror, a dark chapter in London's history, but one that shaped the streets we know today. What do you remember about this era? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like and sub. Stay locked and stay patterned up. Bless up yourself for watching. Remember, life is one big road with many signs, so don't complicate your mind. Flee from hate, mischief, and jealousy, and put your vision into reality. The streets only offer a temporary seat, but elevation is a permanent goal. Let's stop the division, stop the internet road war, and come together in a one love. Because when the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. Be smart, stay upful, and walk good until the next time. God bless.
Your way of thinking will determine the outcomes of your life. So do you get what I'm saying? Like, how you think on a day-to-day basis is going to determine where you go in life. Now, if this is true, then is it not important for us to actually think about the way we think? I'd even go a step further to say that it's important that we not only do we think about the way we think, but we actually shape the way we think. We consciously shape the way we think based on where we want to go in life.